Alrighty, folks, let's talk about this real quick. This is going to be a video about, your first concealed carry firearm, what you should do, some tips and tricks, stuff like that. We're going to get into it. Stay tuned past the intro. Alrighty, for those who stay tuned, let's get straight to it. So, the first thing you want to do is probably buy a range membership, and make sure you can go to a membership that lets you rent firearms. This is important so that you can try out different systems. I want you to be able to try out a whole bunch of different types of firearms, different weapon systems, rifles, pistols, see what fits you the best. Now, this is not just for concealed carry. This is for any type of firearm in general. So, that whether that be open carry, concealed carry, on top of a vehicle carry, whatever floats your boat. You want to try out a whole bunch of different systems, see what works. If you're able to go to an outdoor range that lets you rent firearms, even better. But 99.9% of the people that are going to watch this video are going to be going to an indoor range where you can rent stuff. So, So most of the time when you have a membership, it's cheaper to rent guns. So that's why I said buy a membership if you can, because you'll get like free rentals and you just have to buy the ammo. So instead of investing in buying a whole firearm and then you don't want it, got to turn it back, resell it, whatever, you could just rent and try out a few until you like one. And then once you finally pull the trigger on one, no pun intended, then you can finally get one. So I want you to try out a few different weapon systems and try out a few different calibers. The common ones are common because they do work, right? But maybe you like 357, maybe you like 380 auto, maybe you like 22 more than anything else. Maybe you like 308, maybe you like 556. Who knows? You won't know until you try. So I would say try a few common ones and also try a few uncommon ones. Just, step out the comfort zone a little bit and try some new stuff out. See how you like it, see how you don't like it, whatever. All right. So once you do that and you found something and you're like, yeah, I definitely want this. I like how it feels. I like how it shoots, and maybe, you got some upgrades in mind for it. I would say buy it and shoot it stock for a bit. Buy a couple mags, buy a couple ammo, whatever. And ammo and mags, that don't really count as upgrades to me. That's more like enhancing the capability of the firearm. Upgrades come as like sights, red dots, triggers, and stuff like that. But as far as mags and ammo, that's more of enhancing the weapon system itself. Because I don't see an extended mag as an upgrade, really. It's just, sending more rounds down range. It doesn't affect how you pull the trigger or anything like that. So, if you want, you can buy some 20 rounders like this, or, some 21 rounders like that or whatever. But we'll get to the gear in a separate video. But I want you to buy a weapon system and train with it. I would say do at least 3 or 4 range sessions where you're working on, the trigger press, aligning your sights, your grip, and your grip strength, stuff like that. Just to train to see how the baseline feels, train the weapon system, how it starts off being. And then from there, that's when you can identify whatever problems you're having with it. Whether you're struggling to grip it right, you can get like a thumb lever, or if you're like, man, this trigger sucks because I have to pull it all the way to the rear and then the pull surprises me because there's no wall. You can get one that's like a really crisp wall with a short trigger pull. Or you're like, man, these sights suck. I want to get some that glow better. You can get some like Trijicon upgraded fiber optic sights, or maybe just wanted like, hey, these sights are too slow for me, so maybe I just want to train with a red dot. Or maybe you're a super operator and you're training at night. You're like, maybe I need a light so that I can see what I'm shooting at. Boom, get you a light. Stuff like that really comes into play, especially when it comes to training. So you've already built the baseline and you've already identified what you need to work on, and you're like, I really want these upgrades. Or maybe you're like, it kicks too much as well. So you're like, yeah, I need like a Radian Ramjet or something, or maybe just a compensator or whatever. Or maybe you're on the like really cool guy side and you're like, man, I want to suppress this because I don't like how it sounds. I want it to be quiet as I can make it. By the way, suppressors are not movie quiet 99.9% of the time, so that's a big myth that people need to get out their heads. Okay, so you've upgraded your stuff. You're like, yeah, I hated that trigger. Got the trigger fixed. Got a red dot on here. Boom. Got some extended mags. I'm feeling good about the system that I've been running. What's next? Next is buying some way to carry it. So, first off, if you have a state that requires concealed carry, which 30 states now don't, they have constitutional concealed carry. Look up your latest local laws and follow them accordingly. But my state, you do not have to have a concealed carry anymore. That being said, I still do. But next, you want to get something to conceal carry it with. So look up some different holster companies. And like I said, if you can get a membership to an outdoor range, do it so that you can actually practice drawing from the holster, because most indoor ranges don't let you draw from the holster or anything like that. But if that's, not a factor, you could always do dry fire at home. I'll have a separate video on why dry firing is important and everything like that. But definitely get you a holster that fits your make and model with your attachments. So if you have a light bearing, if you have a light on it, you have to look up light bearing holster for your make and model. And then if you have like a Glock clone, make sure they accept your Glock clone, because all Glock clones are not compatible. I repeat, all Glock clones are not compatible. So once you've invested the time and the effort into making the platform fit you personally, what's next after that? Then this is when you can start actually dumping money into some decent training, some magazines, some ammo, and actually getting back to the range and actually try to get proficient. This is when you can start timing yourself. This is when you should start working on your draw and timing your reloads, stuff like this. And then we'll talk about your first rifle in a separate video, probably the part 2 of this one. But for now, this is how you get proficient with your weapon. This is how you start getting faster. And don't try to work on speed. Speed is not really a factor when it comes to gunfights, unless it's like reloads and maybe shooting, but not really pistols. Like, you want to be proficient rather than fast. So proficiency should be the key focus, not just speed. Another thing, another tip, this is just a pro tip. If you want to buy ammo that you're never going to shoot, spend a lot of money on it. So a lot of people will get very expensive self-defense ammo, me included, and I will rarely shoot it at the range. I might shoot maybe what I bring in my one mag that I have, that I always conceal carry with it. But yeah, if you know that your range won't let you shoot frangible ammo, for instance, or lead laced ammo, whatever, buy lead ammo, because you're not able to shoot it at the range. So that way you have a collection in case you're not able to go to the range and you're like, okay, well, I still have ammo, or in case you shoot up all your ammo that you bought for the range, or all your ammo that you can shoot at the range, if that makes sense. So that way you'll have a reserve, because I want everybody to have a decent amount of reserve ammo in case another COVID or whatever hits. One thing COVID taught me is that the common calibers run out fast when SHTF, when stuff hits the fan. So, yeah, another thing, buy defensive ammo and have that stored away as well, so that you can have a decent reserve just in case you're running out, and train with your defensive ammo as well, so that it runs proficiently through your gun. You don't want to have, like, for instance, those RIP rounds. Me personally, I think those will get you killed, because they never have worked in none of my guns that I've shot, and I've shot a plethora of guns. Berettas, 1911s, Glocks, SIGs, Tauruses, they have jammed in every firearm that I have put them through. At least once or twice, with going through like full mags and stuff. So I spend a lot of ammo on that ammo. I spend a lot of money on that ammo, sorry. And, it hasn't really worked out that well for me, as you can tell from my recommendation. So I recommend, my personal recommendation, if you plan on using your firearm in a confined space, whether it be around brick, mortar walls, whatever, because I have a newsflash for you guys. Bullets go through walls. Even 22 goes through walls. So if you wanted to go through a wall and not kill somebody on the other side, the best possible way to go, I think, is frangible ammo, or just use a 5.56. But frangible is the more definite, solution for now, because this is just your first pistol. So frangible ammo, make sure it runs through your gun. Make sure it's a decent grain weight. Do your research on that as well. Also, that's another thing I didn't mention, doing research into your firearm that you're buying. Make sure that it's vetted, that there isn't a shit ton of negative reviews about it that are recent, because I know Taurus had a whole bunch of negative reviews about it. But SIG is still getting negative reviews to this day, where people are saying that it's going off by themselves. But make sure you get something that's vetted, and that is proven, has been proven for a long time. That doesn't mean go get a 1911. I am a fan of 1911s and 2011s, but the FUDs will say it won 2 world wars. It lasted through 2 world wars. I wouldn't say it won it, but people, this is a big debate in our community. Glock versus 1911. Me personally, I could care less. Get something that works and shoot it. It doesn't matter which one is better if you can't hit nothing. It doesn't matter. So, anyways, guys, that's been this video. First firearm for somebody. If you know somebody that's getting one, send this to them. Hope that helps. And if you ask any questions in the comments, I'll try to answer as many as I can, as long as it just doesn't become 100,000. But yeah, just in case you were wondering, this is my current concealed carry, and it is oiled up because I carry it, and it is loaded, so that's why I'm not pointing it at nobody, and I have my finger off the trigger. We'll talk about firearm safety rules in a different video, but yeah, let me know what y'all think. Comments down below, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. This is part 1. Stay tuned for more. We got more coming. All right, peace.